Here for the Gaels or for Blades? Multi-talented bass stereo. He's like top dog. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Oh no, we're going to be here in 5 days. Oh no, we're going to be here in hours. And then John can take the
No one will hear you
You got videos, not being done.
Yeah.
You're going to share that on the CNS channel?
I think, well, I mean, we'll put some of this on our Instagram, like the flag raising, so we didn't have any specific plans, but
Yeah.
propose them on the mountain somewhere.
like summer, everything up here. Oh, so didn't really touch it at all. Yeah. I'll tell you all what I really think about it.
Yeah, I saw it. I deleted it right away.
Anyway, thanks for coming and before you get a shot of that.
Tang the year, are you hearing me okay? Yeah. Tang the year, Gambishan a total na brati hinished. Huns had to be fast kumishak fuhr. Thank goodness we're raising the flag now because it's getting pretty chilly out here. Hamir Falchakudid, Minister Iomairtean na Gaelic. I'd like to welcome the Minister for Gaelic Affairs in the province of Nova Scotia, Iomairtean. John Devine, Ian Devine, Office Realtus na Hawoping. Ian, Hickanuas. Kieran Maxuli, like Conward na Gaelic. Ella Hansen, Conward na Gaelic. Her son Bratach na Gael Hokal. I'd like to welcome up John Devine with the Scottish Government Office. He'll be sharing some remarks shortly. Kieran Maxuli, Kieran Walker with the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia, and Ella Hansen with the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia. Her son Bratach na Gael, a Chudri Crown, to raise the Gaelic flag in Nova Scotia. And you'll listen, catching Jack Fedat. Where's our flag raising? Nish Hamitola Iadiad Abby Hansen, Agus Florida, Agus Charlotte Jackson, Vichina Nuas, Ella, Ikasha Kieran, Speaking the Gaelic and Gaelic. So we're going to sing a Gaelic song now just to mark the raising of the flag. And I'd like to welcome up Abby. I do this all the time. They're sisters, Ella and Abby. Abby Hansen and Flory and Charlotte Jackson to sing a Gaelic song for us. And we're going to help out here in the background. So Hickabanuas, come on up. Don't be shy.
Beaver Trimstoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all hall out and cheered and bounced and glown of goody scale a halloum bean goody glacier change moheens be meanish a dogga hain could na nog and knock and down of Beaver Trimstoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all hall out and cheered and bounced and glown of goody scale a hoodman dras sagush mean shin suas go dance be gammy hun seek foul acna gale tus and yari be a trim stoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all how out and cheered and bounced and glown of new at a hoy as at man board fed a tach and at all svi o hage van glace a kel couldna nog and knock and down of be a trim stoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all how out and cheered and bounced and glown of new at a hage and come and klein be it shevel to lay line clue jockeel walk via week grind acna gale tus and yari be a trim stoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all how out and cheered and bounced and glown of be a trim stoka found Creole soon the can be town Gold Jack's lunch and of all how out and cheered and bounced and glown of.
Hey, nisht bishin at all steigen gan farmach Vic. So mahich shibastai bishin Eden Darna over and St. Chambert Yedak. So we're going to go through the security in the Legislative Assembly now, and we're going to go up to the second floor. So in the red room, the red chamber, agus artica down, agus ha stay down. So there's an elevator and also stairs going up. So nach change of a stay, please go in and don't delay. It's a hash of if they have 50 sheepshe, Tungtug, can Dunya Harry the Hoof, I guess 50 sheepshe, a be brunrish, no Ria. So as we're waiting, you can just turn to the person next to you and you can speak to them or the person behind you if you know the person beside you. So, and Jean Shifshin. Tapal of Gamor is on the hill. Thanks so much for the music. Falchorev, Falcha, Ganjamber Yarak. Welcome all to the Red Room. Nambiamich Ed Hietwa Yenhatin. If we were on the first day of May, Viensa Fine Bekanushka, I guess Viensa Gàidhlig a lot of, or St. Benachug Chudadav. If this was the first day of May, I'd have a little bit of water and I'd sprinkle it on you, to ensure that you are blessed for the year ahead. This is our summer. Can you imagine that? This is the summer for the Gaels. Bevalim Tashachug, Libby Ganyachug, go down on a Migamagi, a Hashin, Cheer Guchasach, is no Yelcha na Migamag. Han Cheer Shah Edigian, Rochunantons na Shia, Sacharches, a sound ora and Jech, Wav Skriven na Migamag, a Chud, and Hoshach and a Shech Kietiag, Fichits a Coic, like Kroon na Brechtanja. I would like to begin by acknowledging that we are in Migamagi, the ancestral and unceded territory of the Mi'kmaq people. This territory is covered by the treaties of peace and friendship, which Mi'kmaq people first signed with the British Crown in 1725. Hai na Uram Gasa, a bhí cud nanya guif, and Hudamach Alain Machgabaistir, Minister de Iomairtean na Gaelic Usan Becca Nachlin Rang. It's my great pleasure to welcome this morning or this afternoon the Honourable Alan McMaster, Minister of Gaelic Affairs, for a few remarks.
Tapalat Lottie. I'd like to start out by acknowledging we have the Speaker of the Legislative Assembly with us, MLA Keith Bain, who represents Victoria, who's with us. Speaker Bain, maybe you can raise your hand so people can know who you are there. Kimera Hashiv. This is a long speech. Do you want to hear it entirely in Gaelic? Okay. Do you want to hear it entirely in Gaelic from a non-fluent Gaelic speaker? I'm going to give it my best go here. Hamiglay Halifax and Mabou Ula and Jew. Hatsa Hashin Akur Mìos nan Gàidheal 2023 Ervok. I am very pleased to be with you today as we launch Gaelic Nova Scotia Month 2023. Ha office Iomairtean na Gaelic Halifax and Agopar an Compertachas. Ricarl na Gaelic agus office Realtas na Halban. Gus a Mìos Achur and Erdoi is a Rosnachug. The Office of Gaelic Affairs is pleased to be working with the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia and the Scottish Government Office to organise and promote the month. Leshan Ulat, Dúlchas na Gaelic, San Leiv Sahai, Han Comperstug, Han Comatai Planachi, Gan Mvias a Torsh Kurag, do Guram Albanaich, Ula, Avi Ri Ransachug, is a Vi a Vuanachug, and Kuch Dúlchas Gaewich, Gebi na Dayan ounce and Biag, Shit Fregarach, Gaiv Pain. With the theme Saying Yes to Gaelic, we are inviting all Nova Scotians to explore and reclaim their own Gaelic heritage. Hashin akur falcha ur Albany, avi agiunsachug, achlan is aperstin ura, neil eran, de goren no neach sagalik. Levia all gu downsa kaim, no chreiner hug, far an iunsacher, tulig mu chlechtichen is Anna nan Gàidheal an Albanui. Bi ur Albanich akur ri orpen na choirsnach Gaewich, gus a Gaelic a Gleig a Vrosnahug is a horse shakad gan ginalach a hound is gan a ginalich savoroin agin. We invite Nova Scotians to learn Gaelic words and phrases or part of a Gaelic story or song. Go to a dance or a gathering where more can be learned about the traditions and identity of Nova Scotia Gaels. Activities like these help to maintain, promote, and pass Gaelic language and culture on to present and future generations of our province. Han Gael an Alba Nueg, a Riachtachug, un Trian, gen Cluai, an Savorain. Is Hro a canon, culture is Anna, Hashanar Avi, a Kuri Vea, na Morainag, Fat Kor is 250 bliana. Now I had to stop there because I don't know how to say 250. I only learned to count to 40 in Gaelic, which is not very good for somebody who's supposed to be a finance minister. Sherud Mareiltach, a hound Maralene, Nagail Ora, is Han Lar, a Gianag, Acha, Sonacha, Garmoroin, an America, a Tua Erfat. She adultus Nagalic, San Lev Sahai, a Ginich, Jivaniach, Jivanachug, show, is Hami a Mishnachug, ur Albanich Ula, a via Kumo Suas, Erdulchus, Hanachich, is cultural, Friesel, a via a Torst, Uram Ora. Nova Scotia Gaels represent 1/3 of the province's population, and we've been contributing to the life of the province for more than 250 years. It is amazing how Gaels have persisted and have presence in our province. Our presence makes North America unique. Saying yes to Gaelic confirms this, and I encourage all Nova Scotians to honor and celebrate our unique linguistic and cultural heritage and identity. Tu vestai office Iomairtean na Gaelic, Hashin agopert gus teich a horst rish a kairsnach, Gaeoich a vorain. Hro froganaman muinjachug is levi a gael and sas an plenachin is Iomairtean, han office griach as a kairsnach. Within the Office of Gaelic Affairs, we work to support the Gaelic community in the province. Through funding programs and by engaging in planning and initiatives, the office is active in our community. Han oper a lenig ora is hashin a kur kurig, ukaiv, a via gael and sas, san oper iachel a hasha. The work continues, and we invite you to join us in this worthy work. Bovalam kriach a hur na fachlan agam levia torst, mir hang dovul a comatai planachai dovias na gael. Gusanacha do Hiran Mac Sule. Just looking for him here, right there. Is do Yeli Hansen, a corner na Gaelic is do office realtus na Halban. Ian Devine is a skiapa a runer a haibenich san achlam agus skillane. Jenny Gilruth san an teich ula. Is de voel na kairsnach geoich feig na morreinag. San na chulig a hatch a vi a gianag. Gus uler na bliana show a geriv dulchus na Gaelic san leaves a hai. I would like to conclude by extending my sincere thanks to the Planning Committee for Gaelic Nova Scotia Month 2023, especially to Kieran Walker and Ella Hansen. Also to the Scottish Government Office, to John Devine and his team, and to Cabinet Secretary for Education Skills, Jenny Gilruth, for all their support, and to the Gaelic community members throughout the province for all you have been doing to affirm this year's theme, Saying Yes to Gaelic. Suas leis a Gaelic is suas leis na Gael a Alba Nuig, Tapaliv. My Gaelic is a little rusty, but I think in principle it's important that it's spoken, and I'm going to keep trying. And I didn't have as much time as I would have liked before today to brushing up on a few of the words that I didn't learn in second year Gaelic at St. X. But I hope I did it justice, and I'll turn the table back over to Lewis here.
Good hain, Rainu. Erde Ma Benishter. Yeah. The minister did a great job. Would you recognize him one more time for his effort? they ma. Oh, bevelum falcha churid Abby Hansen. I guess Abby Hassas and a program. Hwn bec yn dyflun eich yn Abby, hynny. And a program na Gaidhlig. I guess cwtioch Abby is pure Eili Hansen ha Corin and Jew. Could it doi immersed I guess suas lushe Gaelic. I guess had to be Johnny Cayley and Ed Sculpture and Savor and I guess Reinhard Cayley and Ed and you listen. Chorus dachiat skull and isht. No, dachiat g'day. I'd like to welcome Abby Hansen. Abby is an alumni of the Gaidhlig program, a partnership between the Office of Gaelic Affairs and the Gaelic College. Abby is also a founder of Suas Leis Gaelic, Up with Gaelic, along with her sister Ella. These are the two that I confuse sometimes. I call one Ella, no, one Abba and one and one Ellie. So my apologies again. But what's really fascinating, what's really amazing is the Up with Gaelic initiative. Both Abba and Ella, both Abby and Ella have visited more than 250 schools in the province, is that correct? Presenting on Gaelic language and culture and identity in our school system. So, na kucha falched Abby Hansen. Please welcome Abby Hansen.
Abby Hansen Hello everybody, my name is Abby. I'm a member of the Nova Scotian Gaelic community. I'm very happy and honored to be here today and to speak briefly with you about what the theme for this year's Mìos nan Gàidheal, saying yes to Gaelic, means to me in my life and work within the Gaelic community. So growing up, I've always been fascinated by the rich history and vibrant traditions of my Nova Scotian Gaelic community, and I've spent many years studying the language, music, storytelling, and history that make up the culture of this wonderful community. In my work with Gaelic, both as a learner and as the co-owner of Up with Gaelic, I've been lucky enough to see firsthand the incredible impact that saying yes to Gaelic in all of its forms can have across the province. I've been able to share this beautiful culture with thousands of students across the province, and to see their faces light up when they learn a few Gaelic words or try a milling frolic or see their name on a list of Gaelic last names is something that is beyond compare. Seeing younger learners begin to learn more about the Gaelic culture of Nova Scotia and invest themselves in the Gaelic community and learning more about it continues to remind me of why I say yes to Gaelic. For me, saying yes to Gaelic means embracing all that this wonderful culture has to offer, from the beautiful music and dance to the deep community connections and rich history that have been part of the culture for centuries. It also means recognizing that Gaelic is not only a language, but by learning and speaking it, we're saying yes to the challenges of preserving and promoting this language and culture, and continuing to advocate for the rights and interests of the Nova Scotian Gaelic community. I also know that personally, saying yes to Gaelic isn't a choice that I consciously make, but it's more of a continuation of something that I've decided a long time ago. I've known for quite a while that I wanted Gaelic language and culture to be a continuous part of my life, and I choose to reaffirm this through many forms. This includes having Kayleys and speaking with other community members and mentors, continuing to share the culture with students across Nova Scotia, taking classes in the language and music of Gaelic Nova Scotia, and incorporating different aspects of Gaelic history into my personal studies. I've even been lucky enough to be able to list Gaelic as a second language on several university and job applications, which has been very exciting for me. So today I invite you to join me in saying yes to Gaelic, whether you're a Gaelic speaker or a newcomer to the language, whether you're a student, a teacher, a musician, or even somebody that's just a bit curious about Gaelic culture, there's a place for you within this community. So let's continue to say yes to Gaelic by embracing not only our history, but our future as members of the Nova Scotian Gaelic community. Tafalev agus benachlev ola.
Well, Nach sinne ha go forstenach go bhfuil a léid acin Abby Hansen nach dúdach na cuidsíomh se ar bhaban ar busan richéile ríist. Would you please acknowledge Abby? We're so fortunate to have her in our community and her sister Ailey. Dúdach Erde. Super. Nisht haid go máhach go bhfuil Shorsa the Channel lacking, dol had a chuain. So nice that we have a connection for our next cultural sharing, which is Maddie Campbell. Maddie Campbell sound as a Nílan Skianach ha Maddie O'Hoos, agus hainist fudach an Alpanoi. She Clarser Hinja, agus by Kinshagan, Jidach and Drast can be Shane Kutach. Sa Gaelic ach an dúpi gal púrst a chláirsaí. Agus sé seo an instrument a bheith ag na sena gael a hús a chláirsach. So nice to have a connection that brings us back across the water to our Scottish Gaelic roots in the Isle of Skye. Maddie Campbell is from the Isle of Skye. She's a harpist and a singer, and the harp itself brings us back to a very early Gaelic society, so we're very pleased to have Maddie with us today to share. Na Kutsha Fauchota, would you please welcome her?
Set Prishbial ach chláirsaí so chunne dul hain ach díireach dul gan clúich. I'm going to play a set of mouth music tunes on the harp for you, starting off with a tune that will be familiar with lots of you here in English, and in Cape Breton it's called Cod or Fair, but I know it as Ruile Gocan Yachin Vod, the reeling of Gocan with the big head. And then a few reels after that. Cursichish devoured me, put me in the big chest with some buns under my head. That's the words of the song. And then Rui the Munian down, the reeling of the brown-haired girl, and a couple of others to wrap up. I think the last tune is a drinking song from Skye, where I'm from, called Aidanale.
Thank voters and Shin Navadi, Vashin Chirach Erakal, Hoprias Hopin. Thanks so much, Maddie, for that. It's just beautiful, wonderful harp music. Shin Shib. Nishtai Kam Halachuk Gamor, a Kudan Enugiv, Ian Divine, sound ik office the Iomairtean na Hopin, Ian, sa Fudach, Nish, the Koper, as Ottawa, and then do Yakin, I guess, Hyacinth to be Gal Beckanachwin as the Realtus na Hopin. It's my great pleasure to welcome John Devine, with the Office of Scottish Affairs here in Canada. He's working in Ottawa, and it's wonderful to have him, and so wonderful to have the support of the Scottish government to help promote our month. So, Nakucha Facha Adi, and please welcome John Devine.
Mr. Speaker, Minister, friends, it's a great honour and a privilege to be here with you today representing the Scottish Government. I should say that I'm not going to be as brave as the Minister. I'm not going to try and do my whole speech in the Gaelic. But I might, if I'm feeling particularly brave by the time I get to the end, I might try and do a line in Gaelic. I can't predict what it's going to sound like, as well as English, and some would argue that as a Glaswegian I don't even have that properly. As well as English, I also have a little bit of Estonian and a little bit of Arabic, so we can only guess what it's going to sound like at the end. Thank you to Lewis for that introduction, and special thanks to you and your team from the Office of Gaelic Affairs for your unwavering commitment to the promotion and support of the Gaelic language and culture across Nova Scotia, and of course for such a hospitable welcome to all of us here today. I'd like to thank the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia as well for their dedicated work on both the launch and the wider programme of activity for Gaelic Month. You have done a marvellous job highlighting the vibrancy of Gaelic in Nova Scotia, as is demonstrated by the richness of the events that you have planned here today. Gaelic Month represents a symbolic moment to reflect on the enduring bonds of family and friendship between Scotland and Nova Scotia. Not long ago, I was in Cape Breton for the Celtic Colours Festival, fully immersed in the Celtic music and the Gaelic culture especially, which was so brilliantly reflected in the various musical experiences taking place all over the island. In the small amount of time that I spent in your beautiful province, I was humbled by your great affection for Scotland, and I quickly understood how vast and strong the links were between Scotland and Nova Scotia. Truly, the affinity that exists between us is undoubtedly unique and goes from strength to strength year after year. One key element of our connection is, of course, the contribution, as the Minister mentioned, of Scottish Gaels to Nova Scotia, which we can trace back to the landing of Ship Hector in Pictou nearly 250 years ago. Since then, Scottish Gaelic language and culture has grown to be a vibrant part of your communities, and I'm delighted to see that it continues to expand across the province through collaborative and forward-looking initiatives like Gaelic Month. Our Gaelic links are united our people on both sides of the Atlantic, and it is an honour to join you all here today to celebrate the place that Gaelic holds in the hearts and minds of Scots and Nova Scotians alike. Scottish Gaelic diaspora in Nova Scotia is an extension of Scotland itself, a living bridge with people around the world. You are the custodians of Scotland's reputation in Canada, and we are humbled and extremely grateful for the invaluable goodwill that you all generate. We are committed to supporting your connections with Scotland today and always. This is why, through my team based in Ottawa, we will continue working with you on the countless opportunities that stem from the friendship between Scotland and Nova Scotia. From our Gaelic ties to our shared climate ambitions, from our world-class universities to the business and trade links that naturally stretch across all of our sectors, we have so much in common and so much to offer together. I look forward to further strengthening these connections over the course of Gaelic Month. Those of you here in Halifax have especially shown me that there is a real breadth and strength to our modern day links. And today's events leave me with a great deal of enthusiasm for the incredible potential for collaboration between us. On behalf of the Scottish Government, I wish you all a Gaelic Month, and wait for it, a wonderful Gaelic Month. Tapla Eve, agus, Mìos nan Gàidheal Sona. Thank you.
The build-up was great, but the execution was excellent. So, I thought you did great. It's great to have John with us. We're going to have some music. Lisa Nichgarster. Agus cul dánawach, bí a gal púrst níl, agus a chlársí fór, agus cúteach bí dansir ac yn cúteach, agus ha áit dansi ac in a seo. So please welcome here to the Gaelic Month launch event, Lisa MacArthur and Kyle MacDonald. Lisa on the fiddle, Kyle on the keyboards, and we're going to have some tunes from them, and then we're going to have a step dancer join them as well. Do you want to say a couple of words?
Hello. Smisha Elwithach. Is that right? Yeah. Thank you. I'm from a Gaelic-speaking community in Newfoundland called Codroy Valley, but I didn't really hear much of it when I was a kid, and everybody who spoke it is no longer with us. So I've been doing a little Duolingo Gaelic, and I did take some at Cape Breton University, and when I took it, it was known as UCCB. So it was a long time ago. Anyway, I don't remember a whole lot, but I'm trying to get back into it because it's a beautiful language. But it is hard. It's difficult. So anyway, I'm working at it, so I'm going to play a few tunes. I don't remember the names of any of them, so anyway, I hope you enjoy.
Dead of a Vathig. Hard to beat. Na Kutchever Bosch and Richela at Easters and Lisa is cool. Shin Chapain. Agus Jirach Elwasich was going to be Fisak had Dayan Nasasa and Ishis and Gaelic Hokal. So there are easier ways to learn Gaelic. So I just want to make that note. And you're very welcome, Elwasich, to join in. Bevalam Falcha Chudid Nancy Edgar Nisht. Ik a program Leave Room. Ik IWK. I'd like to welcome now Nancy Edgar with the program Read to Me with the IWK. Now could you Falcha Ed Nancy? Would you please welcome Nancy?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. This is wonderful. I feel like I'm in a room full of friends, so I'm very happy to be here. I'm with the Read to Me program, which Lewis was just saying, and we give out a bag that's probably familiar to any of you that have had children. It's a little yellow bag of books, and we've been doing it for 21 years now, and there's some literacy resources in there. Things that point towards our public libraries and some other various resources. And the reason that I'm here today is that we are very thrilled that we have had the support of the Office of Gaelic Affairs to introduce a bag in a new language. And I'm assuming that everybody knows what it's going to be. We'll be introducing our Gaelic bag. They'll start going out to the hospitals now. There's 2 Gaelic books in the bag that we selected together with Lewis, and we spent a lot of time figuring out what would be the most appropriate resource for babies to learn the language. And you'll notice I'm speaking in English. I have Gaelic heritage, but I grew up in Ontario and didn't have the access to the resources that we have here. And I think it's really important. I think essentially what we were just saying here about thinking about trying to learn languages more older. One of the things that research has shown is that when babies are prenatal, the last 3 or 4 months of prenatal and then the first year of birth, that's when their brains are very receptive to learning, sorry, I'm nervous, learning a second language. And the synapses are firing and they actually hear sounds from multiple languages in a way that we never will again in our lives. So it's actually a very key time to be able to reach. I see someone in the early childhood community here who's nodding, and it's true. It's very important to be able to learn languages as soon as we are born, and so this will be a wonderful resource for families to take home with them and to be able to celebrate learning Gaelic together. So thank you. If you know anyone who's going to give birth soon, let them know. We're in all the hospitals in the province that they can say yes to Gaelic by requesting a bag of books in Gaelic when they give birth in the hospital. Thank you.
Nishta Hamitol Idiot Kieran Mach Shuli no Mach Genocheter, Gaelic Akin. Ik corn in the Gaelic is an big enough when I'm going to welcome up now Kieran Walker with the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia to offer a few remarks. Kucha Falcha Ed Kieran. Please welcome Kieran.
Tapali yes Misha Kieran Makshuli, maar Hurtlatino Makanukader on the Gaelic Hami Bean Nisha. I'm Kieran Walker, and the reason there's 2 last names there is just I speak both Irish and Scottish Gaelic, and Claudia's making a bit of a joke, I guess, to me. But yes, no, I'm the administrator with Corley na Gaelic, the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia. We were working very hard with Lewis with the Office of Gaelic Affairs and with John's people at the Scottish office in Canada. And we were Bashin just éile choléise a bheith chur Mìos nan Gàidheal ríchéile an bliana dúlaí. Agus sé saon laise a haid an cospar a hagan an bliana agus hasin glé chútramach sans go bheith síne gíri go bí an fís ag dúine go bhfuil fáilte éad a chuag a seo an sa chairsnach nan Gàidheal. So saying yes to Gaelic, or the literal translation, Gaelic culture, and Gaelic heritage, it's yours. And that is our cusper, our Jim Bearware cusper. Shug. That's our theme this year, and it's a very important theme because it shows that everyone is welcome within the Gaelic community. Everyone is welcome to take up the Gaelic language, to take up any part of the culture. It's yours. Everyone in this room, everyone in the province, everyone in Canada, so on. You see where I'm going with this. But yes, that's what we're very happy with this year, and very happy to see kind of events coming back. Last year it was a bit slow, but this year we have I think now it's over 60 events registered throughout the month. So I was really happy to see that. And it's great to have everyone here today. And thank you all for being here. Everyone who's been working on the month, thank you all. I see there's at least one teacher, so thank you. And everyone who's a community teacher as well. Thank you all for the work you do. Tapalív Ulla, son of a show and Jew, agus, Mìos nan Gàidheal, Sonna. Happy Mìos nan Gàidheal, happy Gaelic month. Thank you all for being here. Tapalív.
Tapla Gamora here in Nahopra Har Edivigionig. Thanks so much, Kieran, for all the work that you've been doing. And also like to recognize Kennert, the Iomairtean na Gaelic, the Chomhair na Gaelic, Iomairtean and Jew. Just like to acknowledge as well the president of the Gaelic Council of Nova Scotia that's with us today, Ed McDonnell. Ed, Shinu. Hashin Chinko Key man Chachin gan Gunya, Dunya Mierika was a Brunrin, agus a Hoparstach line. But Beer Hallam Mahang, Mier Hang a horse to Kelly Leach, on an office Iomairtean na Gaelic. High shade to be gopper, Sacket was Eiche, son Teich a horse, Rish an opera, son a Mirshaw, couldn't grieve, I guess, ounce an office in Arsenal. I'd just like to acknowledge my colleague Kelly Schley, who's been working hard, really day and night, to help support the launch of Gaelic Month, as well as the work that she does in the office on a consistent basis. Tapal of Gamor, Kelly. Anisht haina na uram gansa bi kurinenya rappers Pringlewach Guiv agus haisantol bi Graham Beck and Achwan agus haitol Hoparstach or in line. So I'd like to welcome Robert Pringle, say a few words, and he's also going to share a song to close off the proceedings.
Will you come and help me with that, Lewis?
Pick me up. Yeah, we're going to
Tapalív. Apper Shaw, Maraha Shaw. Smisha Rappers, Pringle, I guess sounded doing Jay, Kipret Nahami. What a room. My name is Robert Pringle, and I'm from Dundee in the West Bay of the Labrador Lakes. Like many Nova Scotians, I do a little bit of everything. I'm an electrician. I'm a member of the Nova Scotia Farming Federation. I'm a student at St. Avex, and sometimes, against all odds, I find myself in such a chamber. But it can't always look this good. Give yourselves a round of applause, folks, for coming out today. Thank you very much for coming. I'm very honored to be here today in my wedding vestments under similar sky to that happily poured out its mirth on that lucky day. This traditional kilt helps me cultivate the joy I felt on that showery afternoon, and also as a tangible and comfortable reminder of my cultural heritage. Gael Lohunum, I am a Gael. There are few places in the world where Scottish Gaelic is still a living cultural continuum, and there is no place in the world quite like Nova Scotia. We all know that the world could stand to be a sight more Nova Scotian. And the money saved by having all the attended celebrations in the kitchen instead of in some costly megadome could be put to better use. Very important stuff, like caring for our neighbors. It continues to fascinate and enthrall me that the highest virtues to the Gaelic worldview are caring for community and in such musical sanctuaries do the strongest individuals grow. The Gaelic language reinforces for me those ultimate priorities, and in its love for the human and in its tendency for tales, I am grounded in our shared global heritage across all cultures of story and song. We could build a tower to the moon, but we'd have to explain the wisdom of such an endeavor using the words that we have to our children. Gaelic has taught me that indeed words are no mere trifles, but represent the plurality of our experience, hopes, and desires with more weight than any lunar tower. Long may Gaelic inform Nova Scotia and the world of the joy and importance of such a blessing. Tapale Vula, agus, thank you all for coming. Have we got Lahane in this? Yes. Okay. This will put an end to things. Don't...
Gaelic, Abby, Hickanuas. Flora, Charlotte, Hickanuas.
Tapale, yes.
Okay. And anybody else? Hickanuas.
Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, be maracas sound. Shul en de glattikins, kosher kergen je wie. Shul en de glattikins, kosher kergen je wie. Shul en de glattikins, kosher kergen je wie. Farambi mihin, be maracas sound. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, be maracas sound. Age mihin the sheen, and nulgataya fever. Age mihin the sheen, and nulgataya fever. Age mihin the sheen, and nulgataya fever. Nishin brought a real and he that lives. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, the sound of his maracas. Farambi mihin, be maracas sound.
Well, Shinnak of Amparst Oifis yin program has trúpa cacking nach édigshiv ed. Agus napiv facal acroch no spag out of. So this concludes the official part of the program. Please stay for Strupak. There's food, refreshments. Don't leave hungry and don't leave thirsty. Tapal of Commodus and Sheen. Thanks so much for coming. Agus suas leis na Gael.